Hey, I'm Kenny Lattimore, and you're watching Where You've Been on MadameNoire.com.
Cause you are my starship, come take me up tonight.
So there was a time where I felt like I was falling out of love with the music industry and the making of music, and was trying to figure out what the relevance would be for me having a new CD come out. I mean, I've got a ton of catalog, and Carvin Hagens, one of the producers, said, we need your voice in the industry. So he gave me this song called Find a Way, and when we recorded Find a Way, I started feeling like, okay, this is familiar, familiar territory again, and he just helped me to find the authentic place where I was at that time, so that I'd be able to give musically again. The business definitely changed, and actually, I think when my ex-wife and I did our duet albums, I began to take a backseat anyway. I was really more into helping her with her dream, and was starting to not fade away or anything. I was still singing with her, but at the same time, I was becoming more the businessman behind the scenes. The music was changing, the cadence of how people were singing was changing, and I was trying to remain authentic to who I was. I didn't want to seem like I was trying to force myself into a peg, what is a square peg into a round hole. And I was like willing to wait to see if things shifted, if people had an appreciation more for what the traditional R&B was. It's almost like a new discovery of me, and a freedom, and a place of extended gratitude, because it's been a long time and I don't have to be here. I've seen people come and go. So I'm just grateful to God that the platform is here, that and I don't take it for granted. Even when I do shows, I don't take it for granted that somebody spent money to come and see me. And I think I'm a good singer, but still, somebody's hard-earned dollar to come and hear me, sing. So I try to give everything that I am and everything I have. So I sent a demo to Columbia Records through their A&R director, Matt Jones, and he signed me, and we started working on an album. Doesn't mean that you're gonna have success, but I had, thank God, this guy to walk me through the process of picking producers and picking songs, and allowing me to write my songs too, so that I could, be me. And we fortunately had this song that one of my buddies from high school wrote, called For You.
For you, I'd give a lifetime of stability, anything you want of me.
For You was his wedding song. I'll never forget hearing the song for the first time. Well, actually not even hearing the song, seeing the words for the first time. And I looked at all the words, and I was looking at like fidelity and stability and anything. I was like, how am I gonna sing all these words? What is it? And then he came back and he plays me this melody that is absolutely simple and beautiful. And that happened to be one of the songs that was on my demo. And the rest is history with it. It became a huge wedding song. I think that decision comes from my mother. My mom challenged me in so many different areas to be expressive and to represent our family well. And God rest her soul, she died of cancer when I turned 21. And so it was interesting because I was coming into manhood, and I just remember all these little things, from the little corny things she used to say when I was a little kid. Oh, son, you know why I call you son? Because you're so bright. Just little stuff to to whom much is given, much is required. You need to go out there and know that. You need to know what you're talking about when you walk into that interview. You need to be able to articulate your thoughts well. And I'm not, I'm really just a regular guy, and I feel like the same issues that any other guy has, I have, even in expressing myself. But I felt like music was a definite outlet where I could say some things that we don't always say, maybe we don't know how to say, and we can use music to articulate some of those emotions and thoughts. Nope, I don't think we've lost it. I think that there are just some other things out there. I think that we laugh, talking about ratchet music coming in, hey, 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 yeah, that you love, and most of us love, because it's still a part of who we are. You know, it's just like, I grew up singing gospel music, and when that was part of my journey. And some people in the church used to feel like, no, you should only sing gospel music. But I'm like, but I'm not in church every Sunday or every day or what. I'm not one-dimensional. I wanted to make sure that I sung about the human experience and had balance in my life. It was devastating to some people. So, but I don't think it had. Yeah, I think the people that love her for her amazing voice and beauty and everything she does still love her. And the people that have loved me and been there for me are still there for me as well. Some time periods I did, and then some time periods where it was organic, that it was needed, that I take a break from the spotlight. I didn't realize how much energy it was going to take to sow into my son and make sure I was there laying a real foundation for him from everything. I was in the classroom, grading papers, on the field trips at school, PTA, all that, which was great, and I loved it. I've always been that. But I think there was a time period where I felt like, okay, I've done that, and everything's good, right? But I could clearly see that it wasn't. And he had to go through the divorce. He had to go through the transition, and I'm really that stability in his life. Probably not. I don't think I would date another singer. Not because it's, you know, oh, this is the worst thing in the world, I had a horrible experience, but just out of variety of life. I think that at this point, I want someone who understands what I do and respects what I do. In general, no one exclusively, you know, but just I'm starting because I had to go through the process. Of course, when you go through a divorce, the statistics say, some people's statistics say that it takes you half the time you were in the relationship to heal. And I was like, well, Lord, I was in for like 10 years. I don't want to take 5 years to heal. And I didn't. I've healed since that time period, but I think it's taken layers of relationships. I needed to be in a relationship just to hear a woman appreciate me as a man after the divorce. Then I needed to be in a relationship to see where my heart was and see how open and vulnerable I felt, you know, because for me, I think it's about feeling safe to give my heart.